Patrick, how you doing? Got your work up? Thank you so much for your submission. Let's start with your book cover. Okay, the first thing I want to mention here is that in portfolio, you never want to use a black background for your work. You always want to make sure your pages are the same size. So, and it would be basically, it would be considered a production. I'm sorry, a presentation file. So you really don't want to have your viewer zooming in, zooming out, and coming across these situations where the page sizes are different. Okay, so keep that in mind. And remember, neutral background, I prefer white always on a I always prefer white on a background for a portfolio. I think it's a very, very good, versatile way to show your work without any interference. Okay, great, Gatsby, good job. Cover looks great. Why don't I take a quick look at something here? Let's zoom in and let's take a look at this image. And this is certainly a low resolution image. Can't use it. Can't use it. I'm so sorry to be the one to inform you of that, but that's a low res image. Now, if you can find a high res image there, but I mean, we can clearly see a lot of pixel damage here. There's very, very blurry. When you print this out, you'll see what I mean. Okay, as far as design itself goes, let's take a look at the book cover. I think the book cover is, wow, what the heck happened there? Sorry. I think the book cover is constructed very nicely. And one thing I would suggest with the book cover is designing a spine. Okay, so this would be a whole book cover, not just the front. Okay, as a designer, you're hired to design the whole book cover, not just the front. Okay, so you'll have to design the spine, which is that. Come on now, hold on one second. Sorry. Okay, so the spine is that, the part where the title goes there, right there. So it folds over and that part is on the spine of the book. And then a back cover. Got to design a back cover. And also I would suggest designing inside dust flaps. Those are those things that fold over the inside and the inside cover, front cover, and the inside back cover. A little information about the author of the book, et cetera, et cetera. Really fun to design and a really, really neat way to present your book. Then you can show your book flat like that. Just the front cover, the back cover, the spine, and the inside of the front and the back dust flaps. Then what you can do is fold that over a book and mock it up and shoot it. It'll look awesome. As far as this design goes right here, I think everything mechanically is good. What I would suggest is this. Pull a guide right here. Let me do this. I'm going to pull a guide right here, drop it at that G right there. Then I would start your title for your author right there. Right. Come on now. All right. Okay, there's your guide. So start F. Scott Fitzgerald right there, and then start that type right there too. This type right here, what I would do is I would format F. Scott Fitzgerald right where it's at down there, but I would format it like so. Okay, and then give that little tidbit of information underneath it like that instead of spanning that whole, too much eye movement. Okay, think about that. Remember, dust flaps and the spine. Okay, menu looks fantastic. This menu would have a back cover. We need to see it. Okay, this would fold over, presumably, or if it's held flat, there would definitely be a back cover. So let's take a closer look at your typography here. Looks good, looks good. Looks good. You're out of alignment right here. We pull a guide, show you what I'm talking about. Right there. Okay, see that 22 right there is out of alignment. Actually, these are all out of alignment too. These should all be. Oh, wait, no, they're not. No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, good. That looks good. Let's take a look at these guys. I think these guys these table tents look great. Oh yeah, table tents look fantastic. Do you have your production files of this? In other words, do you have these flat files before you cut them out? Love to see them. They'll show production. They'll show process technique, and that's something that's really important. If you have those flat files, show them definitely. Both the physical and the digital die lines. Show those, and then show that this piece. What a physical die line would be this piece and this piece flat. Photograph flat, and then fold them up and photograph them again. Okay, and then here's one of those page change sizes I was talking about. So we got to kind of do some funky maneuvering here. Okay, so the cover looks great. I think there's this widescreen right here is just too heavy. You can put widescreen up there, but don't take up most of the, it's all the attention goes right there because of the color. So maybe just even pull the color away from there. Just leave widescreen up there with no red band. Then down here you would have a lot of credits. You make this look more like a DVD. Same thing with the spine. Use this same type treatment here. Okay, instead of changing it to black. And then get your, production notes and company notes and production company notes and that stuff. And once again, my hang on one sec. About that, my Acrobat acting really, really funny. Okay, so yeah, so we need some notes down there and some other, some things that would make this look more like DVD cover. Same thing with the spine. Back looks great. I would not use this big red block right here. Boy, you don't need to. I mean, that's just so heavy. I mean, all attention goes right there because of the color. Why don't you put another image in there or something and sneak those special features somewhere else? But they don't need to take up that much hierarchy just for the special features. Do you see what I'm saying? That big red block and that big red block are stealing the show away from what is otherwise a wonderfully designed DVD cover. Can you mock this up and shoot it? In other words, print it out, take an old DVD, take it apart, put your stuff in there and shoot it. Okay, poster. Let me ask you a question. Is it a good idea to present a Prince poster in black and white? And I say that because this is a man who was a very, very dynamic personality, and I just am not real sure if black and white does justice to the whole message behind Prince as an artist. So that's a concern right there. I would consider color in here. I mean, I know the obvious color is purple, but let's think about that. Okay, if you're going to rotate the axis of your type, you still have to make sure that you're in alignment. So in other words, that 35 years right down there, all of this should be in alignment with that 35 years. Okay, which means you're going to have to reorient this. But right now, there's just too much jumping around. You've trained the eye, right, so far to start following that line of text. Then all of a sudden, you ask after the second stanza of text, this is all in alignment here. Then all of a sudden, you say, okay, now I want you to jump over here. And this is so close to the mark that it's a very confusing composition right through here. Okay, so definitely I would reduce the size of this and just get that in alignment. You have to recompose. The other thing is this, is that you're using one type for the title here and a different typeface for the title here. That's inconsistent. Use the same typeface. And this right here looks forced. All this stuff you're forcing into the Prince emblem. Anniversary, 35th, diamonds is upside down to the viewer. Prince is this way. You're asking the viewer to kind of tilt their head around, and it's not a good formula for the viewer. So think about that. All this type inside the symbol is just really forced. Okay, to the point where this looks like almonds and pears. It does. I'm sorry, it does. It looks like almonds and pears. And it's just really a really strange typographic composition. Think about reorienting that. Remember consistency. You're using one typeface here and another one here. Okay, let's move on. Brochure looks good. You got the front, you got the back. Okay, so you got a trifold brochure. Two very, very obvious questions is you've got this big black chunk right here, this right here, big black chunk, and this big black chunk right here. It honestly, it looks like you just said, okay, I ran out of stuff to put in there, so I'm just gonna put a big black block there. And it's too heavy. Look, all the eye goes right there. There's no chance somebody's going to read this and really peruse this the way they should, because what happens is when you open it up, you look at it, you go, and your eye just goes, boom. It's forced to because of the weight here. And it's very difficult to go from this to a logical viewing pattern, which would start up front, up top, move left to right, and top to bottom. You see what I'm saying? Even in each individual panel right now, you're just going, wow, that's so heavy. I don't know where to go here. So I might just put it down and move on. And that's my concern. Same thing here with the big block right here. You just go right there and you're stuck. It's too difficult to get back in to the flow of the presentation. Hope that makes sense. If not, let me know. Process book. Okay, don't need this. Mood board's okay. I don't really think you need to show a mood board in a process book because everybody knows, designers know that you had to study images to find the right ones. So I'm not real sure, but it's okay. You can leave it if you'd like. This is good. Your type studies are really good. Really good. Great. Fantastic. Beautiful. Love it. Initial sketches are great. I love your sketches. Are so good. This is powerful stuff. It's going to work so well. Segueing right into your concepts. Nice, nice, beautiful. Final CD package. Let's take a look. Okay, final CD package looks good. I think that this right here is a really weird, just a weird kind of panel. You've got these live shots. You're using that image twice. That's okay. Good continuation. You've got these live shots, and all of a sudden you've got just these images of guitar, and it just doesn't really fit. Now, this also another thing that doesn't work is the fact that you've got this big white background on your type. Can you compose that type in white or something to fit it right over the image? Same thing here. You got a big white block there. Instead of composing that so it seamlessly fits in with the composition, you're kind of forcing it in with that white. Let's move on. Okay, posters look good. This poster is definitely the better of the two. Why? This poster right here, you're using one typeface for the CD and another typeface for two more well, actually that's the same, but two different type treatments, different than what you've established as your branding on the CD cover, and you're breaking that by using a totally different typeface over here. Okay, I would take that, just stretch that image all the way across. Forget that white. It seems like you're adding these white or these blocks to your compositions. There, there, there. And we're seeing it. It's a phenomenon here, 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 here. It just seems you're adding these really heavy blocks to your compositions, and they're interfering with a smooth flow of the work. All right, 12 minutes later, I am done. I've been talking too much. I don't like to go this long on my critiques, but I'm so sorry. There's a lot to talk about. All right, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if I can help you at all moving forward, please let me know. Great job. Thank you very much.